Hi everyone, I'm David, the Treasurer of St. Barnabas Kensington. Around this time of the year, St. Barnabas dedicates one Sunday to talk about our finances. Today is that day, and I'm here to say a big thank you to all your generosity and support, which empowers us to continue thriving in our ministry and fulfilling God's purpose together. Before we dive in, if you are into details, printed copies of the accounts are available at the back of the church. Please feel free to contact either myself or Uta if you have any questions. Let's dive in. For the financial year ending December 2025, St. Barnabas received a total income of £659,000. This is made up of regular giving, which made up 1/3 of the income, gift day, another third, and the remaining third is from various income sources such as gift aid on your regular giving and gift day. This is in effect your income tax refunded to church. On that note, please fill in your gift day forms. Sunday collections, and lastly, rents from lettings. Last year, David Sola and David myself shared the message on the importance of tithing, encouraging us to place God at the center of our lives, even when our finances feel stretched. The message was to remind us that trusting God, especially when money is tight, is a meaningful way to honor Him and to open ourselves to His provisions and care. I am delighted to report that in the last 3 months, 15 new members of our church responded and have started giving regularly for the first time. I want to honor you and thank you. This brings the total number of regular giving households to about 100. However, as our electoral roll now has about 230 households on it, there is a room for progress. Looking forward, we would love to see that momentum continue with another 15 new givers in 2026. So, if you are not currently giving to the church regularly, can I encourage you to think about it? Reflecting on our income for 2025, it is truly remarkable to see that 2/3 of our income, around £450,000, came directly from the congregation via regular income or one-off gifts. Your continued faith and generosity are nothing short of inspiring. God sees every act of kindness and generosity, and God loves a generous and cheerful giver. Some of you may think that we spend a lot of time talking about money. There is, of course, a practical reason for this. Our church relies on the generosity of its members, but there is more important reason, and that is spiritual. In fact, God is not interested in our money, but He really is interested in our priorities, and money acts as a good measure of this. As treasurer and representative of the PCC, I want to challenge us all regularly to examine what takes first place in our heart. There is a simple exercise we can do to check this. Look at your bank statement. Where your money goes is a good indication of where your heart is. Let us continue to prioritize God in our finances and see His miracle at work. Moving on to expenses, how is this income spent? As a church, our goal is not to make a profit. Instead, we strive to be responsible stewards of the gifts we receive. In 2025, about 40% of our income went towards paying church staff and running our regular church activities such as Sunday services, outreach projects, student groups, youth groups, wildlife, bunnies of play. Another 20% goes to the common fund, which is our financial contribution to the diocese. All parishes pay into this central fund that provides pay and housing for clergy and helps towards training and support of ordinance. Like other churches, St. Barnabas gives generously to this common fund because through it, we also provide support to those working in the poorest communities who are going through difficult financial times or are starting new missional initiatives. We then commit 10% towards mission agencies and outreach projects. About 10% of our expenditure goes on building upkeep, heating, lighting, repairs and maintenance. And then another 10% on residential properties which house different staff members. As well as this, every year we invest money in our interns who serve the church and in return are disciplined and challenged in their faith. The rest goes on photocopies, posters, staples, tea bags, coffee, and, of course, biscuits. With sufficient funding secured in 2025, the much anticipated ramp was finished. Just before Easter. This is something we accomplished together. Future generations remember our collective contributions to both the organ and the ramp. On behalf of the PCC, the church wardens, and the staff of St. Barnabas, thank you. Thank you for your regular donations. Thank you for responding to gift days. Thank you to everyone who has given to the building project over the past 3 years. And thank you to all of you who support the church faithfully. God bless.